Hey, how's it going? Today is 24th of November and it's Sunday, so we're gonna be taking a look at finances. Or we will try to focus on finances, right? I think it might be important when taking a look at some of the supporting these press releases. There are some, but it's very debatable, so I thought I'll skip those press releases. Instead of focusing on those, perhaps let's try to understand a little bit more about some of these opportunities up there. We can begin by taking a look at Scotland. What's happening there? That would be potentially there's a lot of islands that Scotland might have, as well as how to bring more people into those islands. So some of those initiatives, I think we have been taking a look at those initiatives previously. But perhaps we can start by taking a look at those, and from there we can progress in islands being for sale. So some of this, or I think I have seen quite a few of those are for sale for people who are interested in buying entire islands. I guess it will be kind of interesting, I guess, and more positive since some of those press releases not perhaps how important, but not that positive, right? First article that we plan to offer young people, which will be very important to have a lot of people to hire or to work with, all those kind of things, and to develop a local economy. And it seems that Scotland had plans previously that there be 50,000 to move to Scottish Highlands scrap. Islands bond idea dismissed as election gimmick. Okay, okay. But critics found to be unpopular with residents. Okay, okay, so so let's try to understand what have happened. And they some I don't know if that's the same council, but previously I believe there was something about writing a letter. But anyway, let's try to understand it. That would be controversial proposal to offer a 50,000 welcome grant to encourage more young people and or families to remain on or move to Scottish islands have been scrapped after consultation found that islands themselves did not believe that scheme was the right way to tackle the population. Okay, okay. The I don't know. It seems perhaps finance and what would be the best way to develop economy, right? The Scottish government announced that the proposed islands bond, which was dismissed as a gimmick by critics and attract initial inquiries from the far field of the Corps, will not go ahead after analyzing consultation response for those in favor of which were largely non-islanders, right? So close communities perhaps. Well, anyway, the Alliance Bond was announced last August and was due to be launched later this year with 100 bonds offered at the cost of 5 million. Okay. There's a name, let's skip the names if possible, and there's some statements. Perhaps we can skip all those statements as well. The Scottish Government, Rural Affairs and Island Secretary, let's skip the name. Okay, so there might be a lot of people and politics making statements, but at least they realizing that there is a problem and they're trying to solve it, right? Just to close this article, that would be Scotland has more than 90 inhabited islands, where communities face challenges of population being aging and or declining, as well as housing pressures. Right, a report published last year by Western Islands Council found that between 2009 and or 2019, so potentially 10 years, the other harbor, I think that's the location, where was the decrease of 700 persons or 2.6%, while the largest age group increase was among the over 90s, right? So perhaps a lot of people, elderly people, not necessarily in their 20s or young families, quote unquote, or professionals, right? Looking for island, which kind of interesting, I guess. But anyway, so that's really just life choices, right? As well as I thought we can take a look at then it comes some if there's 90 islands, but anyway, the Scottish Islands for sale with the Seals 7 house and High house and its own pub. Okay, so it's June 10th, 2024. So there might be of interest some of those articles. It would be perhaps some of the positive things on Sundays, right? In addition to your finances, right? We can take a look at price of purchasing an island, right? I haven't read this article. Most likely, this article might be a sales presentation. I don't know. I haven't read it, so I thought it might be interesting thing to perhaps do a little bit of research on and try to understand what's happening. That's one of the reasons why I'm reading it, as well as there isn't a lot of government's press releases. Islands might be kind of interesting topic to cover, right? But I'm not necessarily gonna read the entire article if information gonna be a sales presentation, right? Plans for world domination, hiding from the in-laws. Fans, okay, so it's marketing. Anyway, exciting times here. Countries live as once again. Opportunity has arisen to buy a Scottish island. Would you like to buy an island? I would like to buy an island. Okay, okay, okay. Uh, so like I mentioned, most likely, what the information we're taking a look at, it says sales sign. The island is in question is called Santa Islands, and it's off the Mull of Kintyre. Not to be confused with the song. Okay, okay. Isles for sale with Knight Frank for the in mind options very reasonable because it's entire island. Sum of £2.5 million or more. Okay, or more. Anyway, so it's the sales. Sales. I don't know should we cover it. Perhaps we can take a look at some of those pictures. But most likely it's sales, and perhaps we can ask for some of the percentage of the island if they will be able to make a sale, right? The good news, just to keep on coming, because including the sale of Sunda Islands, phase 2, further islands, Sheep Islands and Glomiro Islands. In total, the operations are about 453 acres in total, which is plenty to spare to start your plans for Walden. Okay, I don't know why people keep going to that. That's kind of making it more interesting. But overall, that would be, I don't know if there would be internet connection. What about water, internet, and all the grocery stores and all these kind of things? Since if you need any building materials, how you gonna bring those in? Perhaps that should be important. But anyway. I think there was a lot of opportunities, perhaps a lot cheaper. Entire cities that people can purchase for developing tourist stays overnight. All those kind of things started in Portugal. I think that would be very reasonable prices. Since what we are taking a look at right now, that would be 2.5 million. So perhaps that's where world domination comes into play, since how expensive it can be. Where in Portugal, perhaps it would be 40,000, perhaps less than that, but it depends on the person and what person perhaps it might be interested in doing. Overall, in the pictures, houses seems in reasonable shape, so perhaps are worth consideration, as well as there might be a lighthouse and all other amenities, as well as there might be some people, but anyway, well, perhaps you can share a couple of pictures and we can close this video on that. Thanks for watching. See you next one.